Welcome back to ALPB Roundup with part 2 of our very chaotic catch-up on what's been going on in the Atlantic League. It's a preview. It's a review. There's a lot happening here. You got to keep up. We're now looking at the North Division after talking about the South. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the Instagram. Check out the Twitter if you want more of the videos and more of the content. Check us out on Twitter. We're a wild vibe. Anyway, we're refocusing because we need to talk. First one, I pulled out the bag on this one. The Staten Island Ferry Hawks. What are we doing here, friends? Disastrous 0-8 start. And by the way, hey, Ferry Hawks, eyes, look at me. Lose today, right? Lose today. You got your first ever home game on Tuesday. You lose today. You get that first dub at home. Come on. You just got to eat this one. Anyway, this team has been very competitive, honestly. Only a minus 17 run differential. That puts them 6th best in the league despite being winless. They just have not shown enough to pull out these close wins, which is a concern. The theory I'm seeing is that their offense just isn't very strong, and while their pitching is good enough to keep them in games, they are seeing high leverage bullpen arms in this league, which are usually pretty good, and their offense cannot compete with it to this point. If we're looking at the rotation, that's a 3.12 ERA over 34 and 2/3 innings. The bullpen is having trouble. They've got a 6.75. High leverage guys look good. Low leverage guys are struggling. That's typical for the league, right? Unfortunately, it comes down to whether the rest of the pen can pass a stress test, and we're going to learn that. So far, they have not, but I'm still looking at Joe Kuzia to have a bounce-back year. Y'all know I go to war for Joe Kuzia. Love that guy, former Honey Hunter. Looking at the lineup, the offense is going to be an issue if it doesn't get resolved. Got about an 82 OPS plus, and that won't get it done. What are we doing? Concerningly, they've got some guys getting hot who really I would not bet on long-term, and they're guys who should be successful long-term are not looking good early here. So we'll see what they're going to do here. Keep an eye on Kevin Krause. He is a certified dude in this league. His numbers are wild. Looking ahead, this definitely is not an 0-8 team. Unfortunately, it is factually an 0-8 team. My projection of them being 7th in the league and number 3 in their division is seeming accurate. They might fall a spot or two. They got to make up 8 games now. And they're a good ways off from Southern Maryland and Long Island, no matter what. That's fairly obvious here. Things stay tough for them as they're facing a hot Gastonia team for one more before coming home for a home opener against, the Lexington Legends. Tough. We're going to learn about that starting rotation. We'll see. Southern Maryland. Observations at the gate here. They look good coming in. Looked even better early. I saw them for 4 in Lexington to open the season. They dropped that season opener. They took 3 in a row. They took 2 from Staten Island. They've smacked the Genomes in the mouth twice. Now they are red hot. Last season, the pitching looked great, but the offense wasn't there. It looks like that may be fixed. The rotation looks great. Denson Hull, who's still not allowed to run this season in 2 outings. Eddie Butler, and of course, Darrell Thompson got a nice new road named after him in Southern Maryland. The 4th and 5th starter spots could be touch and go here, but that's not unusual or too concerning in this league. Looking at the bullpen, Southern Maryland brings back the extremely strong bullpen they had last season. Andres Persino, Dalton Geeky, Pat Baker, and Matt Latos. Big man, Tat Latos. They are going to anchor the pen. The Blue Crabs seem to have the best bullpen depth in the league with guys like Dario Polanco, Nick Wells, and Bradley Roney not even being used for high leverage right now. Looking at the lineup now, so far the Blue Crabs lineup, which is already projected to be above average, have been mashing the baseball. Goodness. David Harris, Jack Sundberg, Matt Hibbert, all going off at the dish. Jared Walker has 4 bombs and a 5-hit game mixed in there. Get yourself some numbers, Jared Walker. Looking ahead, I projected the Blue Crabs as the 5th team in the league and 2nd in the North Division. I say they're looking like the 4th best team in the league right now, but still I do not see them as better than the Ducks. Look for them to keep beating up on the Genomes and the Barnstormers before a very interesting series with the Gastonia Honey Hunters. I got through that one. Long Island, let's check out the other favorite in the league. They are 5-3 so far. I projected the Ducks to win the North as the top team in the league. Did they have an infield 1 week before the season? No, not really. Did Michael Pfaff and make like a Nick Saban style deal with the devil that assures that he will always win a North Division title every season? Yes, obviously. So I'm going to say that Long Island's the favorite until proven otherwise. You have to. The rotation's been a little hit or miss to start the year. They're led by Brett Kennedy, Akil Morris, Bennett Perry, and Scott Harkin. Some good arms mixed in there. They'll need longer and more consistent outings, though, in order to compete with Southern Maryland during this long season. They average about 4 1/3 per start right now. That's not going to get done. Looking at the bullpen does look strong. 3.38 ERA before a meltdown last night in Lexington. The Legends will do that to you. The Ducks are looking to ride Tyler Webb, Sandy Baez, Brady Feigl, Chad Hawken, Hunter Caudill, and Anderson De Leon. A very good-looking bullpen. De Leon might start at some point. They're looking to ride them for some late-game stability. On the lineup has been hot. The Ducks have a strong collection of guys here. Joe DiCarlo, Sam Travis, Dustin Woodcock. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of names here. Johnny Turbo, LJ Mazzilli, Rusney Castillo, Mike Wylansky, Daniel Fields, and Dave Vincent Romero all have OPS pluses above 100. That is 9 above average batters for the league. Looking ahead, this Long Island versus Southern Maryland battle is going to be a fun one. It's going to be hot in the streets. Keep an eye on it. I would project Long Island to be the best team in the league, but Southern Maryland closed that gap. They are now separated my projections by 0.6 games. Whoo! Tell your friends, it's going to be hot in the north. Look for some midseason acquisitions to try and push Long Island ahead in this race. That is actually what has pushed them ahead in projections. Their normal year-to-year midseason additions are better than Southern Maryland. So right now, as rosters stand, Southern Maryland's 2 games better, but Long Island's projected to pick up more games as the year goes. Looking at York now, bottom half of this league. Whew. Observations, York is going to be up against it this season. Already sitting at 2-6. Hitting is average. Pitching is the worst in the league. They'll likely need to get creative and lucky to rise above the bottom third of the league, say. I just saw this team get clipped badly twice before finally blowing up on the Legends. And those Legends aren't even at full strength right now, so that's a tough look. Alex Sanabia, he is definitely legit, but there are just too many question marks behind him. Every other pitcher in this rotation combines for a 10.18 ERA other than Alex. Oof. Bullpen, as I said, about the same. I think the bullpen and rotation actually have the same ERA other than, if you take Alex out of it, so it's brutal. Lineup looks okay. Then you get Melky Mesa back and healthy. Nelly Rodriguez, Tony Stokes Jr., great addition, by the way. Like the look of him this week. Carlos Franco, all looked very good early. However, having that lineup is not going to cut it in this league, especially with what we've seen from their pitching staff. I originally projected this team as 8th in the league and 3rd or 4th in the North. I now would say they're likely 4th or 5th in the North and 9th or 10th in the league. Lancaster, similar. This looks like the same team as last season in many ways. Pitching's improved a bit. How could it not from last year? Hitting is still strong at times. They seem built for their ballpark. So far in 2 home games, they definitely have played well there. Cameron Gone. Could be solid for the rotation. Domby Sabatino, Augie Silk, and Brent Teller all have moments, but need to be put in positions to succeed, and right now they have not been. Those 3 have allowed 26 earned runs over 20 2/3 innings of work. Brutal. I'm interested in the Barnstormers bullpen. They do have a 6.59 ERA, sure, but if you remove some 4 bad outings from there, from guys who either will be fine or probably won't be around that long, the bullpen ERA is down to 0.79. Ooh, Lancaster, what are we doing? That's hot. Something to keep an eye on this year for sure. That offense, they're ranked 7th in the league so far, but I expect them to be 4th best by season's end. The Darius Clark had himself a day the other day against Newark. Hopefully he gets hot. The team also just added Connor Line. I got to get better with that one. Who's looked good early despite some average projections for the year. This team was dangerous in Lancaster last season. We're learning that they seem dangerous in Lancaster again through their first 2 home games. But looking ahead, this team will fight to stay out of last in the division and in the league. I was surprised to see so many familiar faces return after last year's brutal start and, brutal season. But time will tell if Ross people will find some magic this season. That's all I've got. That was a lot of info. In both of our recap videos, we're going to go back to our normal daily recaps, roundups, all that coming up soon. But I just had to get everyone caught up on what's going on in the league here. So I'm Ryan from ALPB Roundup. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. And I'll be back in another video soon. Enjoy some Sunday baseball, y'all.